Hey there. So right now we are going to talk about Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. This book is written by an empire. And the context of this book is something that makes you wonder and think. And by the way, in the beginning we should definitely say that there are lots of things in the beginning of this, in this book generally, that reminded me of the biblical King Solomon. Because just like Solomon, Marcus Aurelius was also like, soon the day shall come that everything will just disappear, and change shall come. Now we are going to talk about my biggest takeaways from the book, and just bear with it. It's going to be like a lot more interesting than you can expect it to be. First, let's talk about rational and irrational. Basically, Marcus Aurelius brings these two kind of, just like in modern days we have, so-called people that say that, oh, this is a red pill and here's a blue pill. Marcus Aurelius is like rational and irrational. So he brings these two superficial understandings of men, and he's like, hey, be rational. Okay, think as a rational man. And every single time, he mentions this 5 or 6 times in the entire book, basically in different ways, but with the same idea. He says this: remember that all is opinion, or the life is transformation and life is opinion. And the other way he says it is this, in the end he says, in the last chapters of the book, consider that everything is opinion, and opinion is thy power, in your power basically. And if you were to think about it, this quote, I started to think about Iveriel, which remember that all is in opinion, in my wall, to read it. And I'm like thinking in my mind what this means. And if you were to go and think about it, everything is really an opinion, because nobody knows why we are here right now. We just give our life a value, a meaning, by doing whatever we want to do. But in the end, all is opinion. Maybe there's that person that has this opinion, and there's person that has that certain type of opinion. But in the end of the day, it is us, it is you. You give the life this meaning, right? But if you were to look from that and be like, or look down and be like, hey, well, these things are certain different opinions. Like, for example, going to the gym, being in physical shape, or me, for example, reading these books here, and some person is like, who cares reading the books? That just, it's not necessarily. It's not necessary at all. You don't have to read books or etc. You just need to drink and have a good time, right? Well, both of us have different opinions in this case, and all is opinion in the end of the day. And funny remarks Marcus Aurelius makes, not, in kind of way, he's like, you kind of feel that he's kind of angry, and he's like, oh, yeah, this person is swinish people like this. He's like, oh, it's not my problem that this person cannot get it. God's created this person, so I should also tolerate it, because if this person wasn't, how can I not tolerate this person when God's also see this person and they tolerate this person? Or how this person can be so tyrannical, Marcus Aurelius remarks to the man. I made a couple of notes while reading the book, not many by the way. So we're going to go through the notes right now I made, and most important ones first, of course. Here's by the way what I've said before, right? Bear with it, right? Men exist for the sake of one another. Teach them or bear with them. And on the last, in the end of the video, we may talk about things that I kind of have sort of questions about. This is very important, by the way. Men despise one another and flatter one another, and men wish to rise themselves above one another and crouch before one another, or basically climb above another man, right? This is where like 48 laws of power comes, or Machiavellian books, right? Because it's like very good remark of Marcus Aurelius, like men despise one another and flatter one another, but one, and every man wishes, men, general human beings, wish to rise themselves above one another. And there is a second remark that's kind of connected to this. He says this: I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others. This is, by the way, something I really wonder right now. I have never paid attention to this stuff before reading this book, but I really come to think about it. How come that every man loves and cares for himself more than all the rest, but sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others? How is this happen? Why is that? So, lesson it's really interesting, by the way. It's really one of those intriguing questions, and this saying can give you a lesson to give us lesson to, hey, set less value of yourself. Give yourself more value. Give your thoughts of yourself more value and care less of whatever people think of you. So Marcus Aurelius remarks that maybe some people hate me. Okay, let them keep hating me. Yes. Here's the thing. Marcus Aurelius also makes these remarks that men are rational animals. It is all amazing, by the way, amazing remark. Robert Greene likes to call human animals, right? Human animal. Marcus Aurelius is like a rational animal, because he's like, men exist for the sake of one another. Teach them then. Oh yeah, basically he's like, men exist for one another. And this is the thing, by the way, about the healthy eyes, which is kind of really interesting, because our channel symbol, I will probably make a separate video of this if more people start to get interested in the meaning behind this, the logo of our channel, basically because it's an eye, and our channel's eye actually refers to the mind's eye, right? And also it's an eye that is an indifferent. And here's kind of what it means. This quote kind of says it. The healthy eye ought to see all visible things and not to say, I wish for green, for this is condition of a diseased eye. Right? Just like this quote says, in the idea behind this channel's logo, and basically the idea of channel is this: to see whatever happens. Right, see this way, and not be like, oh, I wish for more green or whatever. Basically, to see things as they are, and not to see them and be like, oh my god, I wish this thing to be more green, or I wish this world were more cute and beautiful and kind. Just to see. This is a core principle and idea of why I said this. To see your mind's eye, to see things as they are and not as you wish it to be. Just like this quote says, I wish for greener, for this is a condition of disease. That just to see things as they are. So many people, and it's really us as well. The reason, for example, why I sometimes read those romance or movies or something, because you want to kind of escape from reality. That's why, by the way, this romance and stuff is really popular, because and movies and stuff, that's nonsense most of the time, and detached from reality in a possible way. For example, in most movies you see how evil is beaten, when there is a study done, by the way, just an example, just to say this is an example, like an angry customer, basically when a customer is really pissed off from the service, he or she goes and tells at last 18 people. Why? When customers satisfied or more, and why and when customers satisfied, he or she tells around 9 per person. So can you imagine the power of rage? That's why some can say movies and stuff we see most of the time, and books as well. By the way, what I mean by that, if you are interested, check out my video in this challenge. In this challenge, when I talk about the Count of Monte Cristo, the book. You see this in the end most of the time. Oh my God, the kindness won. You see this character that is, oh well, this character is smart, but by dumb luck for whatever reason, the evil suddenly lost. The kindness won, and the hero survived, and the evil genius lost. Yes, just like that. I mean, yeah, everybody wants happy ending, and I also want happy ending, but just create this just like disorder reality, just like you see in movies, some movies, about police, for example, you see that, the main character of policeman is really dope-ass character, while you see some FBI guy or guy from special forces acting as retarded. In reality, it's one way or another, right? Because the FBI and stuff guys are more trained and a lot more professional. Which creates disorder reality, and most people really want to run away from reality, and that's the idea of games as well, right? So, as Marcus Aurelius remarks here, and we kind of also explain a little thing about the channel, logo and meaning. The healthy eye ought to see all visible things and not to say, I wish for green, because I wish this thing was this way. No, it's not this way. That happened exactly. I think yesterday I was thinking how many people have been backstabbed by people they have never expected to be backstabbed. Just like, Shakespeare writes his tragedies, right? Those bits, how unexpected it is. Or when he talks about King Lear, that gives all the stuff and got treated that way. And this is what it is. This is what it is. What should I do? This is what it is. I don't wish this thing to be greener or more. This is what it is, and that's all. For this is condition of diseased day, because when your mind's eye is diseased, kind of, when you wish. Yep. So this is overall about this book. It was and is one of these books that's turned out to be a lot challenging, because the another thing that I've talked about in side thoughts is the fact that this man is in Pyro really presses down, because this man is the most powerful man, and this is no joke, and there's little remark that Marcus Aurelius makes. He's like, hey, you. And by the way, you can really do it. I kind of tried it. I just think about all the pleasures tyrants have enjoyed. Can you think about it? All those pleasure that tyrants have enjoyed. But yet, where are they? Most of them say, but can you it's just kindly remark, hey, just think about this. And I'm sure to think about all these tyrants. Oh yeah, they've enjoyed this and that. And you're like, yeah. And you're like, oh shit, they have enjoyed a lot. And he's like, and just when I was talking about, he could have easily been the tyrant that he asked this question, because he's in power. He's every single word is already a law, right? Whatever he says, it's get done. Man. He could have easily had men, women. He could have, most likely could have easily had sex with every single man and woman he wanted to have sex with. But yet he's like thankful to the gods because of his wife, and how he tries to restrain himself and her. This is the thing that I also want to write this quote of his in the wall, because this is shows how he tries to restrain himself. Because here's what he says: pain is neither intolerable nor everlasting. And he's kind of lets him, tell this to himself. And he's like, don't add the things in your imagination. And I'm understanding pain is neither intolerable nor everlasting. And he mentions this stuff a lot of times when he's like, well, one day we're going to die, Marcus. And yeah, he kind of longing and wants to already die. It really it really gives the impression of the guy that's really don't wants to be in power. And at the same time, how could he behave himself the way he did? Because just when he asked that question in the book, just can you think about all the pleasures and things tyrants have enjoyed? Like I started to kind of even right now I start to kind of think about what could he have done if he wanted to get it done? What kind of stuff? Man. And yet he did not. And he writes this book for himself with these remarkable thoughts, and he's not having that much attached to ideas of gods. He's like, well, if they exist, he's like looks in everything perspective. If they are and they are not, well, you must do good and you must live according to nature. You must everything. Basically, for him, like everything that is according to nature is only good. And to think about it, he's like, well, good and evil, well, they are superficial. Well, what is good and evil? Maybe what you consider evil isn't evil, and maybe what you consider good isn't evil. But how do you know? All is opinion again. Everything is opinion. The universe is transformation. This means kind of that everything changes. Just like when you walk on the sand in other weeks, and then other person walks, the previous steps all disappeared and the other steps came out. Just like this is he foresaw the changes. He's like, well, everything changes, and this is natural order. This is the natural stuff. This is not against nature, but this is nature. Nature is changing. Everything is changing, and he's like, at some point, and he's saying loss is nothing else than change. Also, it's a very weird thing to say, right? Loss is nothing else than change. And here is a part that kind of I don't get it, and this is definitely a book that's worth reading again, and just to look forward to it again, read this book and enjoy myself reading this book which he reads. It gives you a different perspective. I remember when I made, for example, that side thought video, I was just such excited in that video. You can check it out. I'm really excited on that video. I'm just surprised. I'm stunned. How come? And you see, this has two ways to look at it, right? How you can look at the Marcus Aurelius as a man, as a remarkable man. Oh, this man behaved himself in that circumstance, or you may be a second-type person. They're like, that fool, he could have enjoyed a lot more than he did. And if he was bothered, some really could have these thoughts. And that, oh, well, Marcus, if you were annoyed by that type of people, well, why didn't you order and execute them, kill them? You could simply done that. Why do you write it? And, but again, this man behaves this way. And it really gives you another perspective of, I kind of also started to look at myself, if I were in his position, how would I behave? And, it gives you a lot of glimpse and just how inferior. It really gives you this sense of the sense of, this man is such a remarkable character, such an interesting character. I could not have handled what he handled. There is no way I could have handled what he handled. And from, who I am right now, it's really, it will be, just really hard stuff for him, the way he behaved. Because it's totally different thing to just have, just to be to have amount of power when just your word is all your law. It's no joke. It's completely different from another stuff. Like when your word is law, you can do whatever, just whatever you say. Like if you say that white is, this is here, this is white. It's white. Who can say anything to you? So that's why I'm kind of this surprised by this reading this book. It's such a grow as a man while reading this book, and I have benefited it. And this is definitely one of those books that I shall read again and again. And I maybe now let's give the ending thoughts. This is the thing, by the way, I did not understand really well. Maybe when I'll read it second time. He's says this: he who doesn't know what the world is does not know where he is. And I really don't get it what he mean. What it mean generally means. What is the world? How come maybe he means gods or some sort of belief. Because how can you know what the world is? What do you think, by the way, about it? If you have some thoughts, some philosophical thoughts, what kind of idea about it, just comment down below, do me a favor. I just really want to know it. What he could have thought about it. He who doesn't know what the world is doesn't know where he is. But how can I know what the world is? What is the world? Yeah. Okay. See you then. Don't forget, by the way, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video to the other people. And see you soon with next book, because we are up to this godlike challenge, 150 books. Let's do it, man. See you.